what if I told you there was a map to your true potential? A real guide to figuring out who you truly are and what you're actually meant to be doing? Well, the psychologist Carl Jung believed that map exists, and today we're going to walk through it together. So let's just start with the big one, right? What is your true calling? And I'm not just talking about a job or a career. I mean that deep down purpose that feels like it was made just for you. It's a huge question, I know, but just asking it, that's the first step on the most important journey you'll ever take. All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll talk about the quest for you, what this is all about. Then we're going to get a little brave and start facing your inner world. After that, we'll figure out how to put all the pieces together by integrating your whole self, which leads to the best part, living your true potential. And finally, we'll talk about why this is really a lifelong journey. Okay, let's dive in. First up, the quest for you. This is all about understanding the path to becoming a whole, complete person. And our guide is the brilliant mind who mapped it all out, Carl Jung. So Jung gave this journey a name. Individuation. I know, it sounds a little academic, but the idea behind it is so powerful. It's simply the process of taking all those hidden, subconscious parts of yourself, the dreams, the fears, the talents you've kind of pushed down, and bringing them into the light so they can work together as one unified you. So why even bother with all this? What's the destination? Well, it's pretty profound. It's about finally unlocking your real potential and finding that authentic calling we were just talking about. It's about becoming the person you were always supposed to be, not just the person you think you should be. And that brings us to section 2, facing your inner world. You see how it's called the brave first step? That's for a very good reason. This isn't about fighting dragons or anything. It's about having the courage to just look inside, to descend into that complex, often messy, hidden world of your own mind. This iceberg is the perfect way to picture it. That little tip you see above the water, that's our conscious self. It's the personality we show everyone at work, with our friends, the us we know. But the real story is what's underneath, that massive, hidden subconscious full of feelings and ideas we might not even know are there. And this quote just nails it. To become whole, you have to acknowledge all of yourself, especially the parts you've tried to hide away in the shadows. This isn't about judging those parts. It's just about awareness, just seeing them. That's the whole game, right there. Okay, so you've looked inward, you've acknowledged that hidden world. What's next? Well, that takes us to part 3, integrating your whole self. This is the really cool part. This is where you actually forge your true identity by taking all those separate pieces and bringing them together. And it's really a 3-step dance. First, you acknowledge what's in your subconscious. Then, you try to understand its role. Like, why is that fear there? What is that secret ambition trying to tell you? And finally, you integrate it. You don't get rid of it, but you don't let it run the show either. You find a way for it to be a healthy, useful part of who you are. This visual says it all. The end goal is a unified self. Think about it. Your conscious mind, all those subconscious bits, and your actual lived experience. They're all different slices. Individuation is the work of fitting them all together into one complete, awesome whole. Now, all this deep inner work isn't just for navel-gazing. It builds to our next section, living your true potential. See, after that descent into yourself, you get to have this amazing ascent where you start translating that inner wholeness into a life that actually feels real and purposeful. Because here's what happens. After all this work, after all this integration, something incredible starts to emerge. One, true calling. It's like your own personal North Star rises up from the core of who you are, and it starts guiding everything you do. And this is the feeling we're all looking for, right? That sweet spot of perfect alignment. It's when the person you are on the inside, your real values, your passions, is exactly what people see on the outside. There's no more faking it, no more friction. You just are who you are, powerfully and simply. Which brings us to our final and maybe most important point. This is your lifelong journey. The key thing to get here is that this isn't a task you finish. You don't just achieve self-actualization and get a certificate. It's a whole new way of being. So what does that look like day to day? Well, it's a constant cycle. You keep embracing self-exploration, always being curious about yourself. You keep integrating what you find, not ignoring it. And all of that lets you live more and more authentically, which, of course, just opens you up to more self-discovery. It's a beautiful loop. So there you have it. We've walked through the map Jung left for us. The path is laid out pretty clearly, from looking inward to living a life that feels truly your own. The only real question left is the one right here on the screen, and it's for you. What's your next